Let's talk about Tim Dillon in his CNN interview. First and foremost, watching Tim turn off his comedy persona, and maybe I just haven't seen enough of his shit to know that he does talk like this sometimes, but to see him turn that off and just get surgical in his fucking question answering and dismantling was a shock to me, but also extremely impressive. Now, from there, to this young lady's credit, who is supposed to be some CNN up and coming, hard hitting, deep dive journalist, she stands there like a fucking soldier for over an hour while Tim just dismantles her entire worldview. I do hate her wispy, soft-spoken, fake interview voice that's obviously designed not to offend or trigger anyone with any level of aggression or emotion. That shit makes me nauseous. But by and large, the interview is essentially her trying to get Tim to admit that Rogan is some Illuminati dark web fucking figure in the manosphere. The manosphere is what they call the comedian comedy, male comedian comedy podcast area is the manosphere. And intellectuals like Modern Wisdom and Everyday CEO or some shit like that. Anyone who sits down and has conversations with anyone about real issues and doesn't, deplatform people or has people from the left and the right on, that's the manosphere. All right. And on top of that, do you specifically, Tim, feel responsible, and is the manosphere responsible for Trump and JD Vance's election? To which Tim is like, listen, no, of course not. You put forward a fucking candidate that's a fun drunk, but she ran on a platform of joy that didn't identify or resonate with anyone in an economic downturn. You didn't have a primary. And to his defense, the one thing, and I would have liked him to say that could have shut this down all at the fucking same time, is if the manosphere is responsible for Trump getting elected, explain to me how 40% of women voted for fucking Trump after Roe v. Wade was overturned. They're not listening to fucking male comedians in their discussions, right? So how do you explain that? That's a point of data that does not align with your fucking mindset. And essentially, it's an hour and a half of that. Her positing ridiculous ideas about these two issues, and Tim just going, well, I mean, or Kamala's a fucking terrible candidate that no one wanted. You didn't have a primary, and you lied about fucking the previous president's cognitive capabilities for 4 years, and no one trusts you anymore, which is why you have a 27% approval rating. Like, and also, by the way that you do media, this prepackaged bullshit that's all shined up and only has opinions based on the things that you agree with, doesn't work anymore. And if you continue that platform, you're going to continue to lose viewership.